Hello everyone, welcome to another show on Nebo TV. My name is Agbaje Onome. I'm so excited to be on the show today and I know you are excited as well. Alright, today's program is centered around the benefits of marrying many wives despite the modern construction and criticism of polygamy. Some men are still practicing the act of marrying many wives in different parts of the world. Today's program, we highlight some of the men who currently married many wives in the United States, Africa, India, Canada, Mexico, United Kingdom, and many other countries in the world. For instance, in many ancient African society, the act of marrying many wives was associated with prestige, wealth, and respect in society. But in modern day, polygamy has been constructed as a taboo. Even some families are being stigmatized for practicing polygamy in some societies. This has reduced the number of men that are practicing polygamy in Africa. African ancestry has since time been related to polygamy in terms of marriage. In the old, an average African man marries many wives and in turn they give birth to plenty children and grandchildren. For example, in Great Benin Kingdom, the men of old and traditional rulers take up to 30 to 50 wives, most of the times to show off their financial status. This practice has since been on and even transited to the present times. However, in this present day, it is said that religion has brought a decrease to this practice. But after some research, it has been proven that even to this day, men still engage immensely in the act of polygamy. Despite the decrease in West Africa, polygamy still remains a common practice. According to research, 33% of women in Nigeria reported that their husbands have more than one wife in 2013. This very old practice is essentially recognized under customary law or religious practices. In most West African countries, polygamy is also recognized and regulated by the civil law that allows a man to marry up to 4 women under certain conditions, including the financial capacity to support multiple wives and families. This time around, the practice doesn't only revolve around Africa alone, but to other parts of the world. Polygamy is also practiced in modern America, India, and other parts of Buddhism and Islamic religion that do not consider polygamous marriages a sin. But there is only one condition: the husband is totally responsible for the wives. There are roughly 50,000 polygamists in the US, although trying to get an exact reading is tricky. However, it is believed that there are about 50,000 people living in polygamy in the United States. The practice of polygamy has since spread to Mexico, the UK, and Canada as well. A 32-year-old groom who lives in Karen in South Kivu in the Democratic Republic of Congo married the 3 identical triplets, Natalie, Nadej, and Natasha, in Congo, as reported in March 2022. It is not a common practice to see a man marrying triplets, and on the same day at that. However, you would often hear or see a twin marrying a twin sister, as was the case of a Nigerian man, Mohammed Alpha, who married twin sisters Adama and Aisha Malam on the same day in Bida, Niger State in December 2021. Polygamy is also seen in parts of Southeast Asia. Ultimately, however, according to research released in 2020, only about 2% of the global population lives in polygamy in the household in Southeast Asia. In Afghanistan, polygamy is legal for up to 4 wives. In Bangladesh, polygamy is legal and recognized but often heavily taxed. In Indonesia, polygamy is legal but rules vary by province. In Iran and Iraq, polygamy is legal and recognized, while in Israel, technically it is illegal but still practiced. However, there are over 70 and more countries over the world that practice the act of polygamy. In India, Delhi, it was reported on June 14, 2022, a 76-year-old man who had 39 wives and 94 children and was said to be the head of the world's largest family died in northeast India. According to reports, Ziona China is the head of local Christian sect that allows polygamy. With a total of 167 members, the family is the world's largest according to local media in India, although this depends on whether the grandchildren of whom Ziona had 33 were added. However, even in Canada, there is a similar polygamy case as Ziona. Winston Blackmore, the head of polygamous sect in Canada, has around 150 children from 27 wives, making 178 people in total. Ziona lived with his family in a vast 4-story pink structure with around 100 rooms, a remote village in Mizoram, and became a tourist attraction as a result of the marriage. The sect named Chena was formed by Ziona's father in 1942 and has a membership of hundreds of families. Ziona married his first wife when he was 17 and claimed he married 10 wives in a single year. His wives and children shared a dormitory near his private bedroom. The local news said he liked to have 7 or 8 of them by his side at all times. Despite his family's huge size, Ziona told journalists in 2011 that he wanted to grow it even further. He said he is ready to expand the family and willing to go to any extent to marry more. According to him, he has so many people to care for and to look after, and he considers himself a lucky man. However, Ziona's statement arose a question in the minds of people as to what benefits are there in polygamy marriage. According to reports, more than 80% of the wives are very satisfied with the practice as they feel none of them is being cheated. Some benefits that has been stated and heard over time, especially in West Africa, are large working hands. Most men who involve in farm practice make great use of the large family to carry out mechanized farming. Instead of paying laborers, wives and children are used to do the job, and this brings more wealth to the family. Also, wealth count is another benefit. Men of the old count their wealth based on the number of wives and children they have. It is also said that reduced cheating in marriage is a benefit in polygamy. It is said that having more than one partner can reduce the rate of cheating, and so people with multiple partners have a low incentive rate to cheat on their partners. Getting bored is another reason why people feel polygamous is beneficial. It says another advantage of polygamous marriage, which has been brought to book, is that there will be a low risk of people getting bored in their marriage after the whole wedding, and maybe childbearing couples tend to get bored in the marriage. According to some views, in our current state of the world, most marriages are just maintained since some people are scared of divorce. Some people also fear the financial consequences of divorce and therefore stay married to their partners despite the boredom. Another benefit is status symbol. In some cultures, having multiple spouses at the same time is also considered as a kind of status symbol. This is especially true for men. In fact, the more wives a man has, the higher his social status will be in the society. In turn, other men often want to be like this guy, and the men that have multiple wives will often be most respected by men in those societies. However, let's know your take on polygamy. Is it beneficial or it has more of disadvantage? Let's know your take. Thank you so much for tuning in today on Nebo TV. I hope you enjoyed the show because I enjoyed myself as well. I'm gonna see you other times with more news on Nebo TV. Stay tuned. Do not forget to click on the subscription button and notification bell if you're yet to do so. See you other times. Stay blessed. God bless you and God bless Nigeria.